Good morning, dear students. We are studying the fourth chapter, Healthy Eating Habits. And the first part of that we have already studied. There is a proverb like health is wealth. So we saw how this proverb is applicable, or how this proverb, what is the meaning of this proverb and all we have already studied. Now we are moving on to the next paragraph, that is, some children in a hurry to have their food do not even wash their hands before meals. Even if they do wash, they wash them carelessly. Nothing can be more dangerous. Eating with unwashed hands is the same as putting germs straight into our mouth. Remember, germs are the agents of most of the diseases. Therefore, before we take our food, we should be careful to wash our hands well, rubbing one hand against the other in clean water. So we know, we know that it is from our childhood onwards, our parents are telling that we have to wash our hands before taking food. But sometimes what happens is that, in a hurry, if you are in the school, normally what happens is that if you are in the third floor and you have to come down to the first floor for washing hands, then after that you have to come up and have your food, then again for washing you have to go down. So mostly what they do is that some students, they think that it is not necessary, so it is very difficult to go down and wash hands and come up 3 floors, you have to come down again 3 floors, you have to come up and have, and only some 15 or 20 minutes break is there, and 5 minutes time is spent for going for washing hands, 5 minutes time will be spent for eating, and after that again 5 minutes you have to spend for going and washing your hands again. So you may think that I will not wash hand now, and after having the food I will wash, and some 10 minutes I will be able to complete my food, and remaining 10 minutes I can use for playing. So sometimes the people will be thinking like that, children are thinking like that. So thinking like that, they will eat the food without washing hands. So when you look at your hands, you may feel that it is very clean, but there are so many microorganisms or so many germs are there in our hands. Okay. So what happens is that when you eat the food, and these germs will be touching on the food, and it will go into our mouth, into our stomach, and these can cause lot amount of diseases. Now you are studying about, or you heard about the coronavirus. Okay, so the coronavirus is coming into our body, or coming into ourselves. The first reason, normally we are wearing a mask. So if you wear a mask, then through the nose or through the mouth, the virus will not go inside. But what happens is that, we may be wearing the mask, but what happens is that we touch on different areas. It is said that in some surfaces the virus can remain. If there is a coronavirus affected person, and if he is just touching on their mouth or somewhere, so that small particles are there that will be lying on the, or when he is touching on, that there is a table, and if he is touching on the table, that virus will be sitting on the table there, so it will spread on the table. And by chance, if you happen to touch on that place where that person has already touched, so that virus will come into our hands. So that is why you might have heard that there are so many instructions given that you have to always wear mask. And second instruction is about washing hands. You have to wash hands regularly with using soap. Simply washing also will not be helpful. If you use soap for washing hands, then that this virus may it will be going from our hands. So we will not get sickness. So we have to wash, and even if there is a coronavirus is not there, there are so many other viruses, there are so many other germs that can create sickness. Especially most of the stomach sicknesses are caused by not washing hands. Especially in the children, what they do is that they may not be careful. Sometimes it may be because of some food poison and so on, so most of the things are there. So it is connected with the hands. So you have to wash hands. And sometimes if some students are there, they wash hands, but in a very hurry, you have to go and eat and complete and go for playing. So you just to go show hands just like that, and with some water you just wash it and come out. So very carelessly they are washing, and because of that also there is no much benefit. Okay, so if you wash if you don't wash properly, then also all the viruses will not be going, and it will remain in your hand, and when you eat, this virus or germs can go into your mouth and go into your body. So this will create lot amount of problems. Okay, so we have to wash hands, and it is said that it minimum some 20 to 30 seconds you have to spend for washing. So you have to wash nicely with both hands, rubbing both the hands, and especially the fingers. And another important thing is about the nails. So in between the nails, if you keep nails in your hand, then what happens? In between the nails, there may be some germs. Like you are scratching somewhere, or you do some that type, or in between the nails, the germs will go. So you have to, when you wash hand, then you have to rub your nails on, or fingers on the inside your hand, and both the hands like that. So, and also the thumb, every part of the hand should be clean. So you have to wash it in with a mostly you have to use a hand wash or a soap, and wash it nicely. And if washing, see, like you used a hand wash or a soap, but after that also you have to wash. Okay, if you are not washing, then what happens? The particles of the soap or particles of the hand wash also may be remaining in your hand, and that, if it goes into your stomach, it can also create problems. So even after applying the soap, we have to wash it and see to it that all the particles of the soap also is gone from your hands. So such a way you have to wash hands properly before and after eating the food. So that is a very much important step. So this is the first activity that we have to do, first habit that we have to maintain. So if sometimes what happens is that children, they wash hands only when the parents are telling them. So if the parents are not telling them, they will not wash hands. So these kinds of habits will be there. So that should not be there. You have to wash hands. You have to understand that the washing of a hand is an important part of our life, and it has to be made as a part of our habit. So if you keep it as a habit, then which like you make a decision that I will not eat any food without washing hands. And sometimes what happens is that, like, imagine that, like, if like you are going to some place and somebody is giving you some laddu or some sweets or something like that. So what you do is that, so when you are eating the main meals, sometimes you will be washing the hands. But if you get these type of things, like if you get a chocolate, or if you get a small any toffee or a laddu or any sweets like that, then what happens? You don't go for washing hands at that time. So that is also a problem. So already there are germs in your hand, and you touch that. Otherwise, if it is a packeted one, and open the packet, and without touching on that, if you eat, there is no much problem. That, but also at that time, so like when you open the wrapper, or when you open the cover and all, it may be see, like there is a chance that you will touch on it, so the germs will go. And sometimes when you eat it, the hand may touch on our mouth. So such a way also this will be going. So whatever may be the things that you are eating, just before eating, you have to wash your hand with a very carefully, very nicely you have to wash, and mostly you have to use soap. And after using the soap also, you have to wash the soap fully off. Full of the soap has to be removed from your hand. After that only you have to take any food. Okay, so this is the first habit that you have to maintain. The remaining habits we'll study in the next class. Okay, thank you so much.